He got up and turned to go, but I grabbed his hand and pulled him toward me. He fell on me, his both hands were placed on my chest. He tried to get up, but I didn't let him. I slowly removed his hair from his face, he looking at my eyes and started biting his lips. I was lost in watching him. Um, there, Jungkook, he whispered, and I like it when he called my name. There were very little place on sofa, so I pulled him tightly toward me. He looked at me and I was already watching him. I covered his body with the same blanket which I had on me. Theon, Jungkook, what are you doing? Leave me. Do you really want me to leave you? I said, and he lowered his eyes and started biting his lip. Jungkook, I touched his lips and he looked at me. I was staring at him. I saw his face flirting red. Jungkook, if you didn't stop biting your lips, I will. I paused. I want to say it but stopped myself. Theon looking at me and his eyes were widened. There, you will what? He asked and I gave him space. He blushed again and tried to get up. I pulled him more closer and he groaned. His nose was touching mine. Jungkook, do you really want me to leave you? I whispered, but he didn't answer. Theon lowered his eyes. I cupped his face with my one hand and lifted up to meet his gaze with mine. Jungkook, Theon, tell me. Jungkook, I asked, but he didn't answer and again lowered his eyes. Jungkook, someone will come. Theon, Jungkook, are you scared? Jungkook, I loosed my grip around him and he looked at me. If you want to go, you can. I will not stop you. I removed my hand around him. I was looking at him. He was biting his lip. He looked at me and then he put his face on my chest and wrapped his arms around my shoulder, giving me shock. It took few seconds to believe that Theon actually hugged me. I wrapped arms around him and being him more closer. Jungkook, so you really didn't want to go? Shut up, he whispered, and I smiled. I put my cheeks on the head and closed my eyes. My family surprise actually being us more close. I usually never like surprises, but this surprise just changed everything between me and Theon. I kissed his hair and once again and closed my eyes to sleep. Next morning, Theon point of view. I tried to turn but felt myself caged in someone. Slowly I opened my eyes to see where I stuck. As I opened my eyes, his handsome face appeared on my eyes, making me smile. All the moment of yesterday flashed on my mind, which made me smile. And the night when he pulled me in his arm, and I was struggling in his arm, but all in vain. Why is so strong? But I being in his protected arm, I smiled to myself and stopped struggling. I slid my and put my head on his cells and hugged him tightly. I inhaled his fragrance. My forehead was touching his neck. He was in deep sleep, but I was feeling his every touch burning me. He slightly moved a little and burned his face in my neck, making me groan. Theon, Jungkook, I slowly whispered his name and affected his touch on my neck. Strange kind of tingling was developing inside me. His nose was touching my neck and breath was flaming on my skin. Jungkook, I again slowly whispered his name, lost in intensity moment. Be mine, Jungkook, I whispered in his slow, very slow voice that even I hardly heard my spell. Theon? He called me and I come to my sense. I opened my eyes immediately and slowly got up from the back of the and faced him. He opened his eyes and looked at me. You said something. I was having there in my arms. The night was like a dream. Every passing moment was precious for me because it each passing moment he was with me. Near me his heart beating was beating against mine, making my heart beat fast. I didn't know when I fell asleep, but his voice brought me out of my slumber. Theon, Jungkook, he called me and I was awake. I brought him more closer as I tied my arm on him. He kissed and smiled. I heard him again. Be mine, Jungkook. He whispered so slow, lost in his intense moment. My heart was about to come out or to stop, but I was sure that one was done to happen because the way he was looking at me was enough to make me go crazy. Moment ago, the intensity was made critic between us was remind itself to me and face started to burn. I shook my head slightly and looked down, not wanting to look in his eyes. Jungkook. I sat on the bed and he took my clothes. I was sitting on the bed, saw meaning was sleeping. I kissed his forehead and started checking my mails on my mobile and I saw him standing near me. He was trying to say something but he was resist. There, my earring. What earring? I asked and he turned to go but I held his hand and pulled him toward me. Jungkook, someone is looking for his earring. How your earring stuck in my shirt? Jungkook, please, he said, looking down. My finger was still touching his ear. I told you not to bite your lips. I saw it and he looked up. I smiled, looking at his shy face. And Jungkook, may I? He nodded and I smiled. I held his ear and slightly slipped the earring in his ear. I slowly placed my lips on his ear and kissed it. There, shivered and turned to see me. Our eyes met and we lost in each other. Suddenly, I heard the voice of door open and immediately part away. Minnie was sleeping peacefully and your name come. Theong, why are your sticks so pink? I was about to close the door of the room when I looked at Thea. He was turning all alone. Come, I said and held his hand in mine. Thea was surprised and I smiled. I pulled him with me and we all three walked to my parents' room. As we reached near to the room, my brother also reached there and all together entered the room. My parents smiled, looking at us. We all wished them a very happy anniversary. Mrs. Jungkook? Yes, Mom. Do you remember a few days ago I told you about the proposal which come for Yunim? As we all approved the boys, so they all called us yesterday night. They want to do engagement in our this coming week. Okay, I don't have any problem. What you say, Namjoon and Yoon Hyo? Fine with us. So next Monday is the engagement day. Means after 7 days, we will do some shopping from here today and tomorrow. We all depart from Busan the day after tomorrow. Auntie said, and they all needed. We all congratulate who was sitting there shyly. I was happy for her. So Jungkook, I was thinking, why don't Theong come along with us in Busan? What? Yeah, Theo will also like to come. It's a family gathering and everyone enjoy these days with each other. I know you will have some of your business work. You complete it and join us, but we take Thiong with us. What? 5 days without Jungkook? How I will survive? I mean, I can't imagine a day without Jungkook. Do something, Jungkook. Please stop me, Jungkook. But Mom, Theon didn't shop for the function, and he tried to converse her mother. Oh come on! Oh, he was a lot of dresses. All after all, he was newlywed. Jungkook. But Mom, Theon proved. She tried to one more time. Uppa, please let Theon come with us. Theon. Now, what Auntie was planning? God, please help me. She said, and we both faked smile at the family. Gosh, I don't want to go. I don't want to go without Jungkook. Please, Jungkook, don't let me. Please stop me. I was praying, but he didn't say anything. I knew he was helpless. Miss John, Theon, you don't have a problem, right? Theon, Auntie asked, and I come out of my thoughts. No, no, I don't have any problem. I said, but my heart was shouting that I don't want to go. Fine, by you, Jungkook. I am great. The day after tomorrow, we will depart for Busan. So, me and Jungkook were sitting there, defeated. He looked at me and shrugged his shoulder. I faked a smile and looked down. Why Auntie suddenly decide this? No, please leave me alone with my Jungkook. My heart was pounding. Everyone was talking and teasing your name, while I and Jungkook was lost in our thoughts.